Hello everyone, I am Ravi, host of your first The Persistence Progression talk show. With me today, I have my wife, Jacqueline.
Hello.
Hello, Jacqueline.
Hello.
She is co-founder of the Persistent Progression and the gym Persistent Athletics in Seattle downtown. The question we get very often, especially from female athletes,
Yes.
Is will I get bulky if I lift weights? What's your answer?
The answer, no. I mean, can we identify what means bulky means?
I mean, it's just big muscles, I guess. People
Bigger muscles?
Yeah.
Is it like that we see on social
Yeah.
media? Like there's
Yeah.
a giant like shoulders, like a big old
Yeah.
muscle, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've been doing CrossFit for 7 years now. Do I look bulky to you? I mean, like I do. I want to get, bigger muscle as well because that actually helps me to lift more weights. But, no, I think I'm still really far away from my own goals are. But I do understand the concern. Like I said, like the first things I say, what is the definition of a bulky? Right? What it means bulky. Like I get it. Like when we talk about this, so the first things that we think about is those images, that we see on the social media. We see, almost every another fitness platform is when you're looking at someone that is doing a workout and their muscle is giant, right? And it's so big and it's really scary. And of course they are lifting some heavy dumbbells or kettlebells or barbells, and so that make a majority. I feel like a majority of the female athlete, if they never lifting the weights before, they feel like once they touched it, and all of a sudden they're gonna become
Yes.
big. It's like you're like got angry.
Not true.
Not true. Yes.
I agree. I echo. She's been working out for 7 years now, and that's the maximum bulk she was able to get it. Even though she works out every single day, it's a lot of weight, very heavy weight. She's strong, fast, but it does not reflect on physique. And one of the things we focus on in this gym is performance. We focus on how well you can utilize your body to perform rather than how you look trying to perform or how your body is looking to achieve the performance. And that helps take off our mind from your aesthetic. And that's why we don't have any mirror in the gym. We have just coaches telling you how to do things and improve and continue to strive for better performance. Now, as a training method, when we do resistance training, which means lifting weights, that lead to building muscle, but at the same time also burning fat. And building muscle is a very slow process. So you won't be able to gain big muscle anytime soon when you start lifting. It's gonna take years before you even see a big bulky weight coming out. If your body or if you have a good gene. I mean, some people might be able to, but most of people will not.
Right.
Normal people like us who have a daily job and family and doing the fitness to stay active and healthy will never get to the position where they will feel like bulky. So don't worry about how you would look like. I think focus on performance, see what your body can achieve, and then let the natural DNA, which is what you inherited, decide how you will look like when you're performing at your best. And that's my answer, our opinion on the topic.
Yeah, I think don't worry about what you're seeing out there. Social media is always exaggerating things a little bit, but it is a good, like there are a positive self messages out there. We do need to lift your weights. We need to exercises. We need to stay in a positive way to, help us to live in longer and a healthy life. But however, like the image, how we look, is not really important. Like what Robbie said, it's the most important things is how you perform in the gym. can you lift a little bit heavy today? Can you run a little bit faster today? And that's even more important than, you know, get bulky.
Yeah, totally. Next question.
Okay.
Very common questions. Somebody coming here to sign up asks this a lot. How many days per week I should train or work out? What is your...
Yes, so that is gotta ask a lot, especially when we have your new leads coming in. Now, I usually, it's really depending on a person, I believe. So our gym is a focus on the new beginners. And when I say new beginners, these are our audience who are members who are never stepped their foot before in the gym before, and they probably just only seeing other people exercises inside the gym, and when they're outside, like see through the windows, and then they're just like, wow, like, you know, that's too many. Yeah. When they decided to kick off, they are really excited. They are, you know, how to say this? They're on this like a speed mode. They just want to do everything. My suggestion is that when you're starting, especially if they're new, I would say start like 2 times a week first. Start really slow, like a baby step, you know, because when you're doing anything new, you're like especially exercises, you need to allow your body to adapt a new movement. And you know, this is usually what people say, like, oh, I start working out and I feel really sore the next day. I feel really tired. Yeah. And that's what it is. That's what it means that your body is starting adapting. You know, your muscle is starting getting break down during exercises and rebuilding during a recovering. So that's the soreness that you're feeling. So working out during a soreness, you know, it's like, it's good, but it's not like, you know, like especially for the newer people, is that they don't know, right? They don't know how they experience their body. They've never done that before. So I would say they start 2 times a week. A little bit of longer rest day in between those 2 days, so that is a-okay. So you give your body a fully recover, and then and then you're also now stressing yourself out because it is a new routine that you try to insert in your daily life. As we all understand, like we have full-time job and, you know,
family, stress,
exactly. There's a lot of the thing. So when you're especially start working out 2 times a week is we highly recommended.
I agree with you on this. 2 times a week. From me, it's I look at training for a week from an hour perspective. How many hours you are physically active in a whole week? And if somebody asks me how many times I should be working out in a week, and if you have no experience working out, you want to start, 2 hours a week is a good spot to start, and it's a good to have a rest in between them. Those 2 hours to do a 1 hour of training one of the day, take a rest, and then 1 hour for the training. Start there, and then let the body give you the signal of how much is too much. Our strategy is we believe in from our core is doing less better is way better than doing too much. And I would, instead of focusing on how many days, I would try to focus on how consistently I can do this training for a couple of weeks to become more consistent. So 2 times a week, start there and do it for a couple of weeks. And if you feel like feeling well and good, then add another hour and make it a 3 times a week. And then if your body is adjusted after a couple of weeks that you can do 3 times, add another hour. Yeah. If you are done with kind of on-ramping and done with playing around with getting used to the training, then in a regular basis, I think minimum I recommend to do 4 to 5 hours of training per week. That training can be your strength training, your cardio, your endurance, whatever you like to do. You're going hiking and mountain biking, any activity, physical activity, right? 5 hours of that in a week is a great, I would say, volume for any average person trying to stay healthy.
Yeah, it's like I said, like if you're starting 2 times a week, like I said, you spend 2 hours in the gym, that's a good start. But you want to increasing because you know, as we always know, like you come to the gym for what is for, you know, you want to get better, you want to get stronger, you want to get fitter, right? We always say you want to look good when you're naked, right?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to increase your performance, you also need to increasing slowly with your training time. Like be more prioritize your training, your exercises, and be consistent.
Consistent. I think consistency is the key.
Yes.
I think that's something people have to understand, that prioritizing, being able to do it consistently is more important than how much you do it.
If you can consistently do 2 hours in a week, and then you're really, you know, from there for like, it's a good start for a couple of weeks. Usually the new habits get adapted like after like 2 or 3 weeks, and then that's where you start looking at it, is that like if you can insert an hour and give another, you know, 2 or 3 weeks being consistent, and then slowly build from there.
I want to add on, this is the reason we have on-ramp program in our gym, where if you come in, you work with Jackie on a one-on-one basis, or our other trainers who are one-on-one trainers, expert in their fields, do our training twice a week, thrice a week to on-ramp you, prepare you, get your body used to it for a couple of weeks, and then we have a group classes which you can join, and that is like 90 minutes to 60 minutes to 90 minutes based on the days. And you can start with, our membership starts on a weekly basis, so you basically pay for a week, and it starts with 3 times a week. So you commit to 3 times, I'm going to come a week, and week by week you can continue, and then you can go to unlimited, which is 5 times a week or 6 times a week. So we are catering our membership to help you be more consistent and get you started, especially if you're a beginner. So have a look at more information on our website about our membership if you are interested. All right, so let's go to a third question for today, and it's also very common questions and common occurrence in a gym environment. What to do if you are injured? How does it impact your training? What should you do when you have an injury, some kind of injury, and want to train, or what's action?
First, we were checked in. What is their doctor's recommendations? Because first we need to get clear from their doctors or from their PT, and it says that they are good to starting exercises, because you know, as we are professional trainers, but we're not doctors, so it is really good that you check in with these athletes, doctors first.
To add to your point, we are not doctors. I want to highlight on that.
Yes.
Our scope is not to treat injury.
Right.
Our scope is not to do a rehab.
Right.
Those are the area of physical therapy and professional healthcare providers.
Right.
Our job starts once they are done, so they have to give us a clearance.
They have to give us a clearance. We're definitely going to check in with that. But once we got clear, and then we will starting, you know, doing strength training, because you know, these are the muscles that we need to get them stronger, and making sure they are, you know, not going to get injured again, right? But that it has to be very due to like intelligent, like how to be careful to choose what movement that we're gonna do. So like for example, we do have an athlete, he has some knee injuries, and he finally got clear from he's a doctor, and he can do more lower body stuff. Now, like I said, we never wanted to people avoiding to do squats, but there is a degree that we can provide to this athlete, is that, you know, when he is squatting, like how low he can do, and like the degree of the depth, I would say, as long as that the degree of the depth does not bring the pain, then it can stay there. And of course, it is the trainer's responsibility, it's our responsibility to keep checking with the athlete. You know, if he can go a little bit lower without the pain, maybe we can stay there. You know, but we just need to keep testing, keep seeing what it is the appropriate level for athlete to handle, because we definitely not wanted to have athlete when they're training with the pain. This is definitely not not the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is to train pain-free, and also at the same time we're building the strength, gain confidence with the athlete too. Because I know if once you get injured, you're confident about using that joint is a little very low, because you want to neutral it, right? You're afraid to get hurt again. So again, that responsibility is definitely falling on our trainers, myself, and to ensure our athletes say, hey, it's okay, a little bit of pain is it's necessary, but we're not talking about the degree the pain the next day the athlete cannot walk.
If you are going to a gym, obviously you want to make sure the trainer is aware of your all the injuries, and you train around the injuries. One of the benefits you get by training around the injuries is you heal that injury faster. While you train, you break muscles, and in response to that, body produces a growth hormones, and that growth hormone helps actually heal your injury faster. So if the scenario where we have a knee injury of one of our athletes, and he has a surgery and comes in and rehabbing, he still goes to physical therapy for his knee work, and then we help him train upper body and other joints which are not involved in the injury. In the process, he's fast tracking or recovering quicker as compared to just not being active and just doing physical therapy. So if you are able to move other joints, lift with other joints, do resistance training, which will help you heal faster and get to normal faster. That's the first scenario. Second scenario is you got injured while training in the gym, and the injury can be two types. It's kind of acute injury where you have to go and get the plasters, or you have to get the medical attention. That scenario follow the same structure what we said. Hey, let the injury go off and then train around that joints and body parts, and that will help heal that acute injury. The other type of injury where you strain your muscle, you pull your muscles in a little bit area, you're feeling kind of pain or nerves are pinching. Those kind of injuries are not as acute, and we recommend just taking rest days, couple of rest days, 2-3 days of rest, and not using that body part, and then come back and then slowly, progressively introduce the weight and intensity the way you used to train before. So let's say you are doing a bench press and you pulled your muscle at your 90% of your weight. The recommendation would be to not let it rest a little bit for a couple of days, and then come back and then don't start immediately bench pressing, right? Start with slowly seeing if you can do push-ups in an inclined position, and then build up slowly your capacity over the period of time for that joint. And you can continue to push on other places, but make sure that you're progressively loading your injured joints or muscles, and that is the key to managing your injuries. I believe that injury is going to happen. It's the life, and we should not be scared of it. We should be able to manage it and work around it,
for sure,
and be smart about it. Nothing should stop you from training. Just have to be smart about it.
Right, and then if you're always having this nagging feelings, and if you really want to know the roots of the problem, go get checked out.
Yeah.
Go get checked out, and I recommend, and you always go check in with the doctors or a PT. PT always is a good way to go, because they are actually what help you prevent into getting an injury.
Yeah.
And then they would take a look more of your movements and then see what is the roots of the cost of the pain. Yeah. So I've been in the PT before, so now I'm lifting with a pain-free everything. So it's great. But if you're always questioning why is my shoulder every time I do this movement it's hurting, I only can help you into a certain level. If I have the doctor degree, I will examine you at that moment.
We're out of our scope,
oh yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. But go see your doctor, go see your PT, and then really find out what was the cost.
Ready for next question?
Sure.
This is a good one.
Is it?
It's so how fast can I lose weight?
How fast can I lose weight?
How fast can I lose weight? $1 million question.
I want to know too. I want to. Usually when we talk about fast and we start, I feel like people are so used to like, you know, to hear this like, okay, 30 days, let me help you to
oh my god, I hate that.
certain percentage of body weight, or hey, 30 days, let me help you to get the abs you always dreamed of, and 30 days, let me to help you to lose 10 pounds or something, right? We're always constantly to hear those like a 30 days challenge. And then people just dived in because they feel in that 30 days things are gonna it's gonna change. Well, not wrong. In 30 days, that means building that consistency. So you every day you were doing exercises, you were eat well, you sleep well, you start like doing a good things for yourself, and then that's a good thing. But however, things may not gonna, you know, just change in that short amount, 30 days, you know. And because like for exercises, like Ravi said earlier, exercises should be a lifelong journey, you know. Losing weight is not, we're just looking at like losing weight in the 30 days. Sure, maybe if you're doing a really good job in that 30 days, you eat well, you exercises, and you're really focused on, you dialed in. There is no work stress, there is no family stress, there's nothing, another stuff that was bother you in that 30 days. You just see you lost like maybe 2 pounds, you know?
For me, it's but practically it is possible to lose a pound per week, healthy weight, healthy way for girls, and then about 1.5 to 2 pounds a week for guys, because they're just bigger in size. It's practically possible to do it in a healthy way. If you do it at 30 days challenges, 60 day challenges, and stay strict and
you
consistent,
will see some changes. Like I said again, let me remind you, in that 30 days you have no job stress, no another stuff.
I think I've seen people with the job stress be able to do it. It's possible to do it going hard and losing that kind of weight.
Right, but then what? 30 days is over, then what?
Yeah, that's where the problem is. 30 days is over, and then things start to go back. And
you go back and you start
habit,
grabbing the beers and start eating pizza.
You regain that weight you lost very quickly. So this 6 months transformation, 3 months transformations are not a long-term sustainable stuff. And I think what I recommend people is how fast I can start losing weight. Answer is depends on how fast you can become consistent.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking about how fast and how much, I would say look for consistency.
Look for consistency, looking for the performance in the gym.
Performance, I think you just should think about chasing down the performance and not the outcome, scale numbers, but more of what your body can achieve, and how track the process, you know, how consistent you are, how many times a week you are able to eat protein, how many times in the week you're able to train, and how's your sleep. Improve those things which you can control, and don't try to control how fast or how much weight you can lose, because that's the byproduct of your actions you're going to take on a daily basis. So shoot for consistency. On a scientific way, I would say it's feasible to lose pound for a woman, 2 pounds for guys a week for prolonged, like a 12 to 18 week cycle, 20 weeks in fact possible, but it's not sustainable. And most of you won't sustain, especially people like us who have jobs and families and kids to take care of our member base. I don't think it's right questions you should be asking. I think the right question is focusing on not outcome but process and performance. Anything you think I missed there?
No. There you go.
We have people lost 20, 30, 40 pounds, 50 pounds in the gym in a year-long period, and it's very sustainable. They are enjoying the life, and they have been doing it in the right way. They changed their lifestyle to do this, not kind of went on a short and crash diet. So something to think about.
Yeah.
Our opinion. There are better opinions out there in the social media. Feel free to take opinions and inputs from them, because there are better ways always. This is our way. And we like to do it right way.
The right way. Yes. Slow way.
Slower, but the right way.
Slow, but it's the right way.
Oh, this is a good one related to weight loss. Next question is, how much protein I should eat every day? So question to you, Jackie.
Eat protein every day.
Answer is, you should eat protein every day.
Every day. Every meal, each meal that you have, eat protein. So, there is math, right? Or is it?
I think the most researched way is eating about a gram to 1.2 grams per pound of your
body
lean
muscle
mass. So, what's your body weight right now?
Right now it is about 126.
So 126 body weight, probably body fat percentage. What would you consider, about 15%?
It's about 16.
16%. So 112 and a half, about 20 pounds of body fat at 125 pounds. So subtract that from the weight and it'll become 105 as a lean mass for Jackie. And she should be trying to get about 105 to 120 grams of protein in a day, in a whole day.
Yeah.
How much you're eating nowadays? How many grams?
It's about
120.
Due to that.
Yeah. So that's what she's eating,
daily.
120. That's how I like to calculate.
Yeah.
Now, you should avoid eating that 120 in a one meal. The best approach to eat protein throughout the day and split it into all 3 meals. And my recommendation is to first look for whole foods source to get the protein. So eating the meats and different kind of eggs and yogurts and things which are coming from nature, and you can identify that it's protein. It's something has a protein. Not trying to rely on a processed source of protein, such as protein shake. A lot of options are there, but the recommendation is to first get a habit of eating the protein and then looking for other options. Now, a lot of times we have vegetarian clients. What do you do with them? What is your recommendation for vegetarian clients to get a protein source?
There also, like, if a vegetarians, it was like a different, like there is a certain type of vegetarians, right? Some vegetarians can actually have eggs.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And some vegetarians can have fish.
True.
Right? And then let's making sure to identify what they can actually have. Because
and then we have a vegan people.
Yeah, we have definitely a vegan.
Yeah. So, vegetarian source, to be honest, there is no great vegetarian source for protein. Broccoli has a protein, but you have to eat so much of broccoli to get enough protein for your whole day intake. So it's very hard if you're vegetarian. In that scenario, I say rely on plant-based protein sources, like pea protein, rice protein you can buy on the market, and supplement that with your food to get enough protein for vegetarian. And but I think you can still get it from milk and yogurt and other vegetarian sources. It's like
you do, but again, like if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, so then you're looking the progress of building muscle mass
as compared to
is going to be slow. So that means if you are one of these athletes, I highly recommend you be patient with yourself. It is not that you're not going to build a muscle. You are going to, but your process of building it are just going to be tapped a little bit slower than the regular athlete who can't have the real protein. It doesn't mean that you are doing the wrong thing. Like, exercise still is going to help you to increase and boost your energies. It's still going to help you to living a longer, healthier lifestyle. But it's just the building muscle that could be a little bit slower, and progress-wise.
Other vegetarian sources also comes with a kind of carbohydrate. So there is another one growing up I ate a lot is dal. It's basically a lentil cooked.
Beans.
Beans
has some protein.
So tofu, paneer. Those are source. The problem I see is that they come with carbohydrate in it. So 50% is protein, 50% is carbohydrate, and when you're trying to eat protein, you end up eating more carbohydrate, which is not gonna help you with the weight loss goal. If you have muscle building will be good, but then weight loss will not be as fast. So gotta watch for it. If you're vegetarian, talk to us. That's why we are here. In our gym, we provide nutrition guidance and coaching as a part of the membership. You come in the gym, you have any questions about nutrition, we are here to answer. You need help finding right sources, we have answers for you. We have guides for you to give you all the ways to cook your protein, and that's all part of the membership. We also have a nutrition coaching, one-on-one coaching, where we start tracking and we become responsible to keep you accountable. So if you are interested to have faster progress, join our nutrition coaching program, and one of our coaches will work with you one-on-one to track your every meal actions and your habits, and help you, figure out what is best for you. So come in and chat with us. I think that'll answer. It's not a general answer for everybody. It's something specific for each individual, and we can help you get that. So
right, nutrition not just. I don't think like exercises one program fits all.
Yes.
Nutrition's the same way, and in my opinion, like a nutrition is just need to puzzle it and to make you puzzle a own puzzle for yourself. That's it.
A lot of people ask when they come in, I have a bad shoulder mobility.
Oh, fun.
What do you do if you have a bad shoulder mobility? They can't get your hand behind their head and it's just locked in.
Practice. More reps.
Like the answer.
There is no another way. If you cannot put your hands behind or locking your elbows today, no problem. Let's try it again tomorrow. Tomorrow, if it's tomorrow still you can, that's okay. Let's try it again.
Day after tomorrow.
More repetitions. It will help you with your mechanics, of course. I do get it. People say, do I need to go do yoga? Do I need to do more mobility? I mean, the answer is like, yeah, due to the degree, whenever it's going to help. I feel anything like stretches, some mobility works are always going to help you to increase your mobility, of course. But of course, like doing exercises, right, it will also increase your degree of the mobility as well. Like I said, our body has been designed to do so many amazing things, but we never try to take the opportunity to find out what we are capable of doing. Instead of that, we actually got, boxed it into, set at the desk jobs and, full-time jobs, sitting down the whole time and tapping on the computers, moving the mouse all day, or any another job feels, right? Yeah. Due to that, your body, it doesn't get to the way of like, how to say, the move is supposed to be, I would say.
So our body is designed to do things, and they are called function, perform the function, such as being able to hang, being able to put the things over your head, being able to squat down and sit on the chair. These are all functional movement. Our body is designed to do it. It's found in nature.
Yes.
And we should be able to do it. Now we lose this function if we don't use it. So growing up, if you never raise your hand and lock your elbows entire your life unknowingly, you will find it very hard when you come to the gym and we ask you to do a press and lock your elbow or get your hands behind your head, because all the time you are in an opposite position, trying to do opposite of what we are asking you to do in the gym, or the movement we are asking you to do. But there's a thing, we want you to do those movements, and that's the only way to regain the function. If you lost something, to regain that function is to do that movement, first thing. So if you're not able to straight your hands and hang, start hanging. That's the first step to do it. If you're not able to lock your elbows, start pressing and lock your elbow. Go to plank position and lock your elbows and hold that position. Go upside down and try to lock your elbows, or hold the object to your head with the locked elbows. So these are the movements we will ask you to regain your mobility you lost from not doing those movements. And that's the answer I give to everybody. How do I get a better shoulder mobility? Do the movements which we are supposed to do all your life, and do it very often and consistently, and you will regain the function. Some might be getting it slow, some might get it faster, but that's the only way to get there. I do agree that stretching and mobility works and flexibility work we do has a value, but return on investment is not as much. What I mean is, if you're only getting a time of 5 hours a week to train, and you spend 2 hours doing a mobility work, you lost 2 hours of opportunity to train. So watch for the time you have and put into the right way, and do the natural functional movement you're supposed to do very often. And if you have extra time, obviously do stretching, do mobility work. And there are a lot of apps out there which nowadays offer a nice little roadmap of you improving your flexibility, such as there's used to be a ROM board, now it's called Playbity something. GoWard, a couple of things. Yeah. There are a couple of apps which will help
even
you.
though these are like, like it's like they charge you for like a monthly fee subscriptions, like if you really like, there's also like a free resources too. Go on the YouTube.
Yeah.
If you want to stretching or something, there's a tons of videos up there you can do. But other things is like I don't see people are consistently doing the stretching.
Yeah.
Even though like if people are asking me like, hey, can you provide me some stretching which I can do home? I usually, it's not like I would just really honest with them. I was like, yeah, if I give you those stretches, like,
what's the likelihood of you gonna do it?
Yeah, what's the likelihood to do at home? If you're not
Very
doing,
unlikely.
yeah, exactly. So might as well just come to the gym, do those, movements,
and
work on it.
I'm gonna tell you, I have seen what I'm preaching is what we do in the gym. I have seen people coming in with a very bad shoulder mobility a year ago. Have them just do a consistent hangs and planks and mixed grip hangs, overhead squats with PVC, and force them to stay in the position, spend time in that position where it's supposed to be, and they improved. They can do better, and it's a performance-wise. I can see they couldn't do a overhead squat with the PVC. Now they are doing an overhead squat with a weight, and it's possible only because they've been consistently practicing it. It took time, but it improved. So what we are saying is what we actually do here, and it's the right way to do it, I think, we believe. So that's our recommendation.
Yes.
On that, we have another one, Jackie, where some people come in the gym and they have a really bad squat. And very often, a very question I get very often is, how do I improve my squats? What do you do with them?
What did I do with them?
Yeah, what answer you give them? What is your
just
strategy?
like a hang. If you can hang there for 3 minutes, you can do set in the bottom squat for 3 minutes.
Completely agree with this this answer. I think
let's not do any like a fancy stuff. Like I said, like ankle mobilities or hip mobilities and all that great, the fancy things that you can see. But let me tell you, the most boring things, if you can do consistently, and you definitely see the results. That's why we say consistency is really hard to set in your habit, because it is boring. It's very boring stuff. It's not these glory, fancy, cooler movement that you see on a social media, or you see in the gym, or you see on Instagram, everyday posting it's not that. I mean, for us, we like to keep it simple. Like if you can hang for 3 minutes, if you can do that, accumulate it for 3 minutes, or you can just start hanging for 3 minutes, and then every time you do that, I guarantee you, your overhead mobility will be so much better.
3 minutes is aggressive. It's like
the 3 minutes is aggressive.
I start with a minute, and it's like a minute a day, and then go from there. That's the shoulder thing we talked about.
Right.
For the squat, I think 3 minutes is the appropriate number. Where just start sitting down in squat position for 3 minutes a day.
At the bottom of squats.
Yeah.
That gets you ankle mobility. That gets your hip mobility. They open up your hip. They stretch your hip flexor. They stretch your ankles. So all the good things. So if you can accumulate at the bottom of the squat for 3 minutes, I guarantee your squat will get better.
And for some of you guys who have never done squat, 3 might be aggressive. Just start 1 minute. Start 1 minute. Watch your Netflix show, sitting in a squat position for a minute. And do that for a couple of times a day if possible, or at least a couple of times a week, and you will see a huge improvement in your depth of the squat. You will see an improvement in your ankle mobility and hip mobility and a flexibility. You will see improvement in a pain. If you have a joint pains like a lower back and your knee, you will see that improving over the period of time once you regain your range of motion on the squats. So the answer is spend time in the position you are bad at to improve the position instead of trying to do fancy stuff?
I mean, it's a fine. I mean, again, like I said, those are resources out there. Is based on like it helps. But I think if you're just starting, and that is probably too much information and require a lot of things. You have to get like a band or kettlebells or plates, all these things. Like if you want to keep it simple, just stay at a bottom squat when you are at home.
That's my best recommendation.
Yeah.
Any new athlete comes in, if their squat's not good, they're not able to gain their or achieve the range of motion, I consistently give them a homework. Hey, you gotta sit in the squat position.
Here you go.
3 minutes. And every time they come to the gym, I ask, did you do the homework? And eventually they start doing it, and then eventually their squat improves. So here you go. Simple answer. Boring answer, not fancy answer, but the right way to do it. So you will get a real stuff from us, guys. It's not gonna get all the fancy stuff and a shiny and shortcuts. Just what is best for you and the thing you can do, actually do.
Actually do it. And you can do it anywhere, at any time.
Yes.
Doesn't need anything else.
Are you ready for next one?
Yeah.
2 last questions and then done for today. Okay. The first one is very important. How to be safe while lifting weight or training, doing resistance training in gym.
How to be safe?
A lot of people are scared about lifting weight and feel that they might get injured, and it's very common misconception out there that weightlifting causes injury. So how do you lift weights safely?
Yes, I do get those questions, especially is on like a movement like doing deadlift. Is like they are afraid to lifting weights from the ground. So I usually ask them like, would you be afraid to lifting a bag of rice, from the ground? Would you afraid to lifting your child off the ground?
Wow.
Would you afraid to pick anything from the ground? If you're afraid of that, then
you are actually not living your life. If
Yeah.
that is what you're afraid of. So
Right.
that's why you should be training. That's why you should be lifting the weights.
But but also like, lifting weights is just another different format that you will see. And then it just, because on the daily lifts, we're actually picking up different loads, right? But here, we're encouraging you to picking up the loads. Another safe in your mind, how can be safe is that is a full-on trainer's our responsibility. So usually I will, through my knowledge, like to see how well does the athlete move, where is the athlete's capacity are at that level at that moment. Then I will encourage to lift a certain weights. That is really depending on the athlete. If the athlete shows a good mechanics and a consistency, then I will, probably encourage to increase the load, which is also like, increasing intensity a little bit there. However, if the, mechanics and a consistency I'm not seeing in the athlete throughout any movements, that probably the loading, it would be, would be delayed. Because I'd rather using more repetitions to create a consistency in their movements, and so that way, when I know when they can lift when I put the loads on their barbells or, lifting the dumbbells or kettlebells in a certain weight, so I know they are lifting safely, not dangerously.
The summary of what Jackie shared is first thing you need to learn the movement, and once you learn the movement, you need to do it consistently right. And once you can do it consistently right, then you add intensity, which is add the loads. And then once you add load, be mindful of loading progressively. What it means is doing not going from 0 to 100 on a given day, but slowly by day, week by week, you add the load or intensity or increase the intensity, so your body have an opportunity to adapt. Most of the time injury happens is because you did something your body was not ready to do. And as a trainer, it's our job to find out what your body is capable today and start there, and then slowly challenge it by providing a little bit challenging weight which is under the threshold of your capacity. There are two type of threshold. There's a psychological threshold, what your mind thinks you can do it, and there is a physiological threshold where your body can do things. So as a trainer, we need to understand both what you are mentally capable of doing and okay doing, and pushing that a little bit every day, and then learning about your body, what physically it is capable of doing, and then pushing that a little bit every day. The way we keep our athletes safe in our gym is by doing a progressive loading and keeping them outside comfortable zone, but not too far away from their comfort zone. So we slowly expand their margin of experience over the period of time. We don't try to do too much too soon. We try to do it less better and slowly increase the intensity. So overall, I think if you want to stay safe in the gym, be patient and listen to the coach, and allow us to give you the direction so that you can become better.
Yeah, and I think another safety, meaning lifting weights, also can relate to understanding how to bail yourself out of the barbells.
Oh my God, that is another one.
That is another one.
Not just the barbell, like being aware of how to be in the gym. It's called situational awareness inside the gym. A lot of incident happens in the gym because you don't know how to put the dumbbell down, how to put the barbell down. If you're lifting some way, how to have a spot or bail out of the situations which can be injurious situations, and those things are a part of your training. So when you come in here in our gym,
we will teach you.
We are not just teaching you, especially the on-ramp we do.
Right.
We are not just teaching you how to do things safely, but we are also creating a situational awareness and how to be aware of your surrounding, so that you're safe.
Right.
And
I usually, I will have athletes like, why do you ask me to putting things back? Well, first of all, I would like you to know how I set it up on my gym, because this is a new home to you. This is your second home to you. You need to know where the stuff is coming from or what I put them at. And another thing is, I would like I would like to see if you're capable of putting things back. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes, I'm sure everyone, due to their own capacity in their own home, they know how to put the bowl back, how to put the dishes back. However, they come to the gym, they completely forget how to put the dumbbells or kettlebells back.
And if you leave the dumbbell in the middle of the floor and somebody trip on it, it's just
that's a danger for another people, right? So
just be mindful, like put the things back where you took it from, and create a safe environment. First of all, be aware, situational aware, and listen to trainer. Follow the instructions. That will keep you safe in the gym.
Yes.
We have very low rate of injury in our gym. It's rare that we have people get injured in our gym. It's usually a chronic pain people come with and they get rid of it. We do get a nagging pain here and there when we push our limits, because we are always trying to find out what's our physiological limit. After a certain point, you have to go out of it to push it, and we might get a muscle strain here and there, and we talked about it. Rest.
Rest
And it'll feel
just
better.
rest a couple of days and come back and see if you can use that muscle. If not, rest more.
Rest that muscle, it'll be good.
There you go.
Last question for the night, Jackie. This was a great talk show so far. I think we got a really good information for our community here.
Okay.
The last question I have is, how do you measure progress? And when I ask this question, I'm asking about how do you measure progress yourself, let's say, and your athletes, and in general in a group class, in a class environment. How do you track the progress?
How do I track the progress? I make notes. I make a diary, or like we say, like now these days, where it's like log a book, right?
Log book. Yes.
These are very important. It is that you want to see the progress. Obviously, like, every leads I talk to when they come in, and the first things is like, I want to lose weight, I want to build muscle, I want to gain your strength. Okay. So when we started it, we always just start some like, PVC pipe at light barbell, maybe 15 pound. And then later on they start, using 35 pound, using 45 pound. That is called progress. And then how we measure it is we noticing each time when the athlete is doing something like a bit heavier, or like when they are on the rower, we were testing for a 2K row, and then like a few months later, then we tested again. It's like they got faster. That's how we measure it. Now, it is not only is a trainer's a job, but there will keep logging for each athlete. I can say I know most of our athletes while we're at max, doesn't matter which movement, they don't even remember their own number. They will come to me and ask me, hey, did you remember what did I do last week? The things that I remember is because I am impressed with their progress. You know, like a week, day by day, week by week, I see my athlete grow stronger, and then they got more comfortable with the movement, and they become really confident of their own movement, and then they are start, you know, pushing a little bit of their own capacity. So I'm impressed by that. And so for yourself, if you're starting, how you measure it, I highly recommend it. You get a logbook, or you know, all these days when you are joining the gym, you know, there, your iPhone, right? There is a notebook, and you can set up and sit down and write it down. And another thing is like, remember those numbers, because these are the good numbers. It doesn't matter, like I told my athlete, it doesn't matter you pick up a 15-pound dumbbell today. Great, that is your achievement of today. Tomorrow you pick up a 20. That's awesome, that's a 5-pound more. So you should be very impressed with yourself. You should be able to remember those numbers. But if you are, you know, afraid to forget these numbers, write it down somewhere, keep it somewhere that you know you can always go back to track, because that's how we measure our progress. That's how I measure my progress. Like I still have my, you know, like 7 years ago, like my shoulder press, how I started it. I still have that like somewhere in the notes. Like now I'm started looking, I was like, oh wow, like why I start and how I end right now. It's like, it's great, it's amazing. And it's like a really good, like you achieve, you know, like, and but your progress is progress, and I'm still going, I'm still getting stronger every day, you know? So that's how I measure.
I think to take this question, first of all, measuring is really important. If you're not measuring, you're not improving. You must measure your progress, and it's the critical part of our training and our community here. That's how we know we are improving. And what we don't measure is obviously our body weight. That's something we don't give a shit about when people are in the gym, that what's your body weight and where it's going, because I think body weight, and we believe it firmly, is the byproduct of how you're performing. So if your body is performing well and you are doing right things, you will have an optimal body weight and optimal body fat percentage. But something to track, like once a year, 2 times a year, 3 times a year. If you don't like to track weight, you should still hop on the scale and see what's your weight and have an idea and note it down somewhere. It's an important component. I check my body weight every single day, and I don't track it though, I don't write it anywhere, but I am aware of where it is hanging out on an average basis. Other things I like to track progress wise is a health marker. We're talking about your triglyceride number, your cholesterol number, your the blood work gives all these biomarkers which are important for your health screening, or you're checking your actual health status, you know. So once a year, I think it's important to have those number checked in and know that where it's trending, whether it's trending in the right direction or not trending in the right direction.
Right.
In US, usually if you have insurance, you can do a physical, and that covers your blood work, and you get a number, and doctors have that report, and you can year by year track it where that's heading. So I highly recommend everybody should do it if you have a possibility to it. Track your biomarkers, track your body weight and biomarkers. Something you should be doing it. But the most important thing, what I believe I prioritize, and we do that in the gym as a collectively part of the culture, is tracking the performance. And tracking performance, we as a trainer, it's our job, we do it, and it's very easy for us. As actually, she's just explained that if I see somebody impressed me, I'm not going to forget it. I'm going to know that, oh, that was impressive. I'm going to remember it. And that's how we remember it. It's just literally in our gym, we have 90 members about, and we know pretty much one rep maxes for all of our athletes, their conditioning number, how fast they can run, how heavy they can lift, what's their gymnastic number, whether they can do a pull-up, push-up, and squats, how many pull-ups they can do, how many push-ups they can do, what incline level they are able to do it. We know all of that. It's because we are just amazed by what they're able to do it. when they came in and
they can now do one.
And now they're doing. I can't forget it. It's just so easy for us to remember it. But from your point of view, I understand that the new athlete coming in doesn't even know the name of the movement. So I think recommendation from Jackie was to take a phone and write down the movement name. If it's a front squat, write it down, front squat. And you lifted 15-pound barbell, write 15 pound.
Right.
And then next week it comes back, go back there, put a dash, and I did 30 pound. Next week come back, we do a progressive overloading here. So every week you will slowly see the number improving, and that's how we track it. We have an app, we call it Bodify, and you can put your 1 rep maxes, your benchmark numbers in that app. On the day you did it, and then you can read it, enter it, and it nicely plots a graph to show you how you're improving, like your weights going up week by week or month by month every time you test, your conditioning numbers getting shorter, like your 2K time will get shorter and shorter, that means you're getting fitter. So ways to do it: a mobile app, notebook, notebook on your phone. But for us, I don't track any of my number anymore because I remember all of them. It's just funny that the one I care about, I remember them. The one I don't care about, I have to enter it, and then I do once in a 2 years kind of thing, and I have to remember. Then I'll put it in my app, Bodify. Right. Otherwise, I can't forget that. We get amazed by things people do, and it's easy to remember for us. But for you guys, highly recommend, write it down week by week, and it'll help you remember the name of the movement, and it'll help you remember what that number is, because that's critical for a motivation. If you want to stay motivated to do things, you need to be able to see the progress happening in the process. And only way to do it is you take the time and effort to write it down and note it down. So I recommend do it every time you come to the class. Take some important numbers which you felt was progress from the last week and write it down.
Yes.
So with that, I think I really enjoyed this talk show.
That's great.
It was really being able to be just ourselves and share our opinion.
Yeah.
I think we will do it very often. We will talk about other topics like CrossFit Games coming in. We'll probably do a show and chat about what we like and what we don't like. We will talk about events, current events happening in community, more question answers, tips, and progressive scaling options. Like we'll have a discussion on coaching. So look forward to this talk show episodes coming out in future. It's me, Ravi, and from Jackie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Any pet peeve you want to share?
What is pet peeve?
Pet peeve is things like you don't like and annoys you when you see people doing it.
Oh my goodness! We can share. I think we should do a separate talk show.
No. Just end of one. Just one. Just have one.
I want to do an entire episode on things which annoys me.
No. That's not doing an entire show for it. But every end of the talk show, we can just share one pet peeve.
Okay.
Just share one. Because you do would be like a list of them.
The things which annoys me.
What's your pet peeve when it was like in the class or in the communities?
When
like,
I see and it annoys me, right? So many of them. I don't know which one is
pick one.
Top one. The one I really don't like is when people take the barbell and they walk from a front view to a back view. You having the bar on their back, it just frustrates, like it annoys the heck out of me. I'm like, and especially I get really annoyed if it is somebody who has been coming to the gym for a year and does it. If somebody's new comes in and takes the bar and say, hey, face me, and then they will turn with the bar, I'm like, okay, that person is new, fine with it.